Welcome to another episode of Marine Science Facts. Sea urchins, small, spiny, and often overlooked, play an outsized role in the health and balance of marine ecosystems. They are herbivores that graze on algae and keep rocky reefs and seagrass beds open for slower-growing species, including corals. For decades, scientists have known that localized sea urchin die-offs could occur, but in the last few years a much larger pattern has emerged, one that researchers now describe as a silent ocean pandemic affecting sea urchins across multiple ocean basins. A key study published in Frontiers in Marine Science examined the 2022 to 2023 mass mortality event of Diadema africanum, a long-spined sea urchin that once thrived throughout the Canary Islands' shallow rocky reefs. Researchers deployed citizen science surveys, visual counts, and larval settlement monitoring around the archipelago to document the scale of the die-off. They found severe population collapses, in some areas more than a 99% reduction compared to earlier years, and, alarmingly, almost no new juveniles were settling into the ecosystem afterward. This event did not occur in isolation. Contemporary reports indicate similar dramatic declines or die-offs in the Caribbean, Mediterranean, the Red Sea, the Sea of Oman, and the Western Indian Ocean. Scientists suspect that a pathogen, possibly a waterborne protozoan, a scuticociliate, capable of infecting multiple sea urchin species, is driving a wave of mass mortality events across thousands of kilometers of ocean. While the exact cause remains uncertain in some regions, the synchronicity of these declines suggests a connected outbreak spreading in ocean currents and intensified by human-mediated factors like shipping and environmental change. The ecological consequences are serious. Sea urchins are often termed ecosystem engineers. By grazing algae aggressively, they prevent algal overgrowth that can otherwise smother corals, seagrasses, and sessile invertebrates. In areas where urchins collapse, algal cover can explode, leading to phase shifts, long-lasting transitions from reef or seagrass dominance to algae-dominated states that support fewer species and store less carbon. These shifts ripple through food webs, reducing habitat complexity and food supplies for fish, invertebrates, and even commercially important species. The pandemic also highlights how poorly understood marine diseases can be. In the terrestrial world, wildlife pandemics often draw immediate attention, but in the ocean, many die-offs occur quietly beneath the surface, monitored only by divers and scientists. Part of the problem is that diagnosing aquatic diseases is inherently challenging. Oceans are vast, and sampling is expensive and logistically difficult. Moreover, temperature extremes, storms, and human stressors like pollution and habitat loss can exacerbate disease impacts and make populations less resilient. Mirage News. One worrying sign is that reproductive recovery appears compromised in some affected regions. With very few larvae or young juveniles observed after the die-off, populations may be unable to rebound quickly, if at all. This is a departure from past localized die-offs that tended to recover over years or decades. The lack of new recruits suggests a disruption not just to adult survival, but to the entire life cycle of these keystone urchins. Conservation implications are profound. Managing marine disease requires a better understanding of pathogen transmission pathways, host susceptibility, and environmental triggers. It also requires coordinated global monitoring, early warning systems, and possibly interventions such as captive breeding or disease-resistant stock, though these approaches are still in early stages for sea urchins. Meanwhile, protecting water quality, reducing local stressors, and limiting human vectors like hull fouling and ballast water discharge may help slow the spread or intensity of outbreaks. What this emerging pandemic makes clear is that even small, cryptic species like sea urchins are linchpins in marine ecosystems. When they disappear, the effects are neither silent nor confined. They echo across reefs, seagrass beds, fisheries, and coastal livelihoods. Understanding and addressing this mass mortality event is critical not only for sea urchins themselves, but for the larger webs of life that depend on them. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up and hit that notification bell to never miss out on any ocean stories. Let us know in the comments section which ocean facts you want to hear next.